Believe it or not, we've somehow hit 10,000 subscribers here on YouTube. Yep, we're as surprised as you are. And to celebrate, we asked you lovely lot to send in your anonymous airsoft questions. I'm going to try and answer as many of them as we can right now. But before we get started, yes, we have hit 10,000 subs here on the BZ Tactical channel, but there's still plenty of you watching that aren't subscribed. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's free, it's easy to do, and it means a lot to us. That being said, let's get started. Before we do, I'm going to say this. I'm a little disappointed that these questions were a little bit more juicy. I thought you guys, since they were anonymous questions, we're going to ask some more controversial questions, but maybe we'll have to do this again sometimes and you guys can step up your game a little bit. Right, we're going to start out with the 3 people who didn't quite follow the instructions and decided not to submit anonymous questions, they just gave the full usernames away. So start out with a question from Rick-GB5JJ. How many times can you reuse the BBs? The answer is 0 times. Do not pick up floor BBs. They're not good for your gun. They're not good for your loader. The only thing they're really somewhat useful for would maybe be for pyro, but one thing we know for sure, definitely don't try and eat them. Next non-anonymous question comes from Matt Akers-NB9KR. Try and say that 10 times quicker. What is the most important Hi-Capa upgrade other than a metal slide? Well, we have sort of covered this a little bit in our recent AAP versus Hi-Capa video, but my general recommendation is, with a Hi-Capa especially, is they're pretty good out of the box. So what I'd say is get the gun first, use it, and then upgrade it. Because there's a chance you won't really need to do much to it unless there's like specific things you've got in mind, specific cosmetic upgrades, or if you want a new slide on it so you can put a tracer unit on there so it's got a threaded, a thread adapter on the end of it. Other than that, unless you don't have a specific thing and you're just buying it to upgrade it and you don't quite know what to do, use it first. Use the stock version until you see a problem. If you see that you're not getting as much distance or as much accuracy, or you want to use heavier BBs, that's when I'd start to upgrade it personally. That being said, I think some of the most common upgrades for Hi-Capas would be to get some new springs in there, to get a new hot rubber, and to get a new precision inner barrel. Maybe even a short stroke kit depending on how you're running it. And get yourself a HPA adapter if you want to run HPA. And if you do want to run a suppressor or a tracer unit on it, you're going to have to get yourself a new slide or a thread adapter of some kind. But yeah, use it first, then upgrade later. And the final non-anonymous question actually comes from Dixo_03, and he asks, what sci-fi gun would you most want as an airsoft gun? Now, I couldn't actually think of a good answer for this one. I think a Star Wars airsoft collab is just ready and waiting there if someone can get the license to do that. But I couldn't think of like one solid answer where I was like, yes, we need this in the airsoft world. But if you've got an answer for this one, please do let us know in the comments what you think. But personally, I'd like to see more of what Tokyo and Marui does, where they're releasing officially licensed airsoft replicas from like anime shows and stuff like that. Even though I don't watch a ton of anime, like just the fact that like Chisato's handgun exists, which I don't watch the show, our colleague Bailey does, and he fills me in all this geeky stuff. Just the fact that that exists, I think is really cool. It's different. It's any company that's making stuff that's a bit different from everyone else, I'm all for it. So there's probably some really cool guns in the anime world that people would love to see as the real thing. I don't have anything like that, a wish list from a movie or a TV show personally. Something I would like to see though, I'm going to put my answer for this. Feel free again to submit a better one in the comments, but my answer would be, you know those red and blue guns you get in the arcade for like Time Crisis 2? I'd love to see someone make those, but HPA, so you've got the line on the end of them. That would be my choice, but please, better suggestions in the comments, please. Right, on to the actual anonymous questions, and a few of you just took this as an opportunity to ask for some free stuff, which is silly because I don't know who I'd be giving the free stuff to anyway. But first question, can I get a free Vosk VMP2 MD? No, you can't. Question 2, can I get some free green gas? Yes, you can. There you go, mate. And question 3, where is my free TM MP5 SD6? It's not here, buddy, I can tell you that. We must get asked for free stuff like every single day, especially on TikTok. Unless we're doing a giveaway, guys, we're not giving away freebies, I'm sorry to say. Except for the free stickers that we throw in your parcels when you shop at bztactical.co.uk, of course. Right, question 4, how does it feel to rival patrol base? Now, I'm not 100% what this question means. I don't know if it means like, how does it feel to be their rival, or does it mean that now we're a bit of a bigger store? Now we're like on par with Patrol Base? What does that feel like? Does it mean that the fact we've now got way more social media followers than them? Sorry guys. But I'm going to interpret this question as to mean, like, how does it feel now that BZ has grown so much in the last few years? Now we're one of the top names in the UK airsoft industry. It feels great, it feels amazing. We're not trying to rival anyone or anything like that. We've got our own niche in the market. We're trying to help as many stores in the UK as we can. There's a reason why we supply over 100 sites and shops. There's a reason why we'll happily recommend other stores to you guys. If we're out of stock on something, we'll point you in the direction of where it is in stock. We want the whole UK airsoft industry to grow as a whole, not just here at BZ. But the fact that we have grown, the fact that we've hit 10,000 subscribers, the fact that we've got over 170,000 followers on TikTok, the fact that we're just more known now than we used to be, it's amazing. Like, honestly, when I think back to when I first started this job, full disclosure, BZ isn't the only company that I work for. I have said this in other videos, but when I first started, of all of my different duties, BZ Tactical, it was at the bottom of the list of priorities. Now it's at the top of the list. It's grown so much in a short amount of time. The past 2.5 years specifically, it's just gone massively. Couldn't have imagined it being where it is now just a few years ago. Our team is the biggest it's ever been. We've got such a great team behind us. Our following is just getting bigger and bigger every day. Again, didn't think we'd have 10,000 subscribers by this point. It's insane, and it means so much, and we want to thank you all so much for getting us to this point. Only bigger and better things going forward. We've got some big things planned for 2026, so keep your eyes on BZ and make sure you're following and subscribing to us. Question 5, got any exciting new products to review? Yes, we do actually. So we've had some new stuff land here at BZ recently that we will be doing videos on. We'll be doing a review of the VFC PPSH-41. We'll be doing a review of the VFC MD9K Maximum Defense Rifle. We've also got some new stuff in from CTM TAC, which we may do a video with. Those new CNC ExoFrames look insane. I'm gonna have to make a build with those at the very least. Looking ahead to the future, we have got the Gate PTX HPA pistols, the world's first out-of-the-box HPA pistol. That'll be landing in about December time. We've got those available for pre-order. We will be doing a video about those as soon as we can. We've got a GBBR TAC 9 in for testing that we will be doing a full video on. It is a production version, so we can give our honest opinions and a proper good review of it. That should be in the next couple of months or so. We've also got a production sample of their newest pistol, the AAP-Z, so we may do a video about that. And we've got samples of 2 new speed loaders that we'll be releasing in the future. I'm not going to say who they're from, but we may have to do a video with those if we're allowed to, that is. And of course, in November, we've got the MOA show in Taiwan that we go to every year. I'm sure there'll be plenty of new products that'll debut in that. We'll cover those as much as we can. If we can get any in for reviews, we will. We'll cover all that in our most exciting products video for 2026, which will come out in December. So that's why you need to subscribe to the BZ Tactical YouTube channel. We've got so much coming up. We've got a bevy of videos that we've had in the works for a while that we've got coming out in the coming weeks, and just more new products than we can even cover in one go. So make sure you subscribe. Question 6, why are heavyweight BBs so damn expensive? Well, I'm not going to claim to be the expert in this one. My bosses will know this better than me. They have been out to Taiwan personally several times, visited our BB factory for Rebel Precision BBs, so they know more about this process than I do. But from what I understand is that heavyweight BBs have to be made in a different way to smaller weight BBs. 0.2 and to like 0.32 are made in a different way than 0.36 to 0.43, even like 0.5 grams BBs are. So they have to be made differently. I think, well, one, you're just paying for the premium of the fact that they're heavier than your other BBs, so there's more material needed to make up that BB. You think a 0.4 gram BB is twice as heavy as a 0.2 gram, so you have to think there's twice as much material going into it, so there's a premium for that. And also, yeah, the process is different. The way our a 0.25 gram BB has a different composition to a 0.4 gram BB. There's so many different industry secrets and stuff I could go into, but yeah, that's basically the answer they're heavier, so there's more material, and they have to be made in a different way. Could have answered that in about 5 seconds if I'd tried to, but that's not how we do things on the BZ Tactical YouTube channel. Next question, what's the most cursed build you've seen someone purchase? Now, we did sort of cover this recently in our Airsoft pistol build tier ranking video. Go watch that if you haven't already. There were a couple of cursed builds in that for sure, but as for ones that we've sold here at BZ, actual builds, I don't think anyone's really ordered something too cursed, so I'm going to cheat a little bit here and I'm going to go with a two-tone. We have custom two-toning on all of our rifles and pistols here at BZ, so if you don't have a valid defense, we can custom two-tone it to a color that'll mean you don't need a valid defense to purchase it. Unfortunately, when we do that, certain guns aren't really designed to be two-toned. We will still offer it if that's what the customer wants, but certain guns, it's a bit painful to see them in two-tone colours, I won't lie. It's not even the colour most of the time, it's more the fact that they cover up trademarks and brand logos and stuff like that. And the worst one that I've ever seen, it was quite recent, I apologise to whoever bought this, but the worst custom item that we've ever sent out to a customer was a two-tone pink tan Archwick B&T Special Edition APC 9K. One, tan and pink are just two colours that don't go together. Two, it was a special edition and the paintwork covered up all of the B&T logos and trademarkings and everything, that all the little fine details that Archwick are so good at getting right. And three, the fact that they picked it on the special edition is extra painful because with the special edition, Archwick get them Cerakoted. That tan paintwork on the special edition is Cerakoted, so essentially we've had to take this lovely Cerakoted FDE paintwork and whack a coat of pink paint over the top of it. It was a bit cursed for my liking. It wasn't to my taste, but if that's what you want, the customer's always right, unfortunately. Next question, I'm a bit suspicious about who sent this in. Which member of the team do you have a crush on and why is it Joe? Now, I don't know what rumours you've heard about me, but if I ever start fancying fat, balding men, then Joe will be at the top of my list, I promise. Next up, a nice easy one because they've just landed at BZ. How much are the CTM ExoFrames going to cost? They are $199.95, fully CNC aluminium, and they're available now at bztactical.co.uk. I'll put a link in the description. We're going to have to do a full AAP build with one of them because they're absolutely stunning. Speaking of AAPs, someone wants to know, would we ever give away a custom AAP-01? And the answer is, we kind of already have. If you went to BZ Fest back in June 2025, you'll know that we gave away 2 AAP pistols. One was courtesy of Action Army and was donated with a load of AAP parts. You can customise it yourself. And the other was a full custom AAP build kindly donated by Airsoft Armour, another shop here in the UK. I'll leave a link to their website in the description. Those were just 2 of the many, many prizes we gave away at this year's BZ Fest that were kindly donated from brands and suppliers from across the world. I think we gave away over 15 grand's worth of prizes, so do not miss BZ Fest 2026. As for us personally here at BZ, can't see us giving away a custom AAP. We do giveaways on here quite regularly. We recently gave away a Lever 15. I can confirm that we will be doing another giveaway very soon. We've got a couple of prizes already put to the side, ready for giveaways. The next one is another G&G gun. I'm not going to say which one it is. Please feel free to guess which one it is in the comments, but it won't be a custom AAP. Maybe for a really big milestone, we could maybe see about doing a custom AAP as a prize. 100,000 subscribers? Who knows, we'll see. On the subject of giveaways, I'm really concerned about whoever sent this next one in. When will there be a giveaway that includes dinner with Lewis? Now, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but I can confirm that there will never be a giveaway with this as a prize, because when we do a giveaway, we want a prize that people actually want to enter for. And I can confirm that in my adult life, it is very hard to find people who want to go for dinner with me. Next question, what are the winning lottery numbers, please? I will not tell anyone else. Well, if I knew that, I wouldn't be sat here talking about toy guns on YouTube. This next question is on a subject we probably get asked the most about, and that's two-tone rifles. If you don't know, we've done a couple of videos about UK airsoft laws. Go watch them if you need more info. But this person has asked, if I buy a two-tone rifle, am I legally allowed to replace the handguard in stock for normal black ones? And the answer is yes, you are. There's nothing stopping you from replacing parts on your guns, whether you have a valid defence or you don't. The valid defence rule in the UK only applies to the purchasing of airsoft replicas. It doesn't actually have anything to do with the ownership of it. So once that gun is yours, you can swap out any parts you want on it, whether you've got a valid defence or you don't. The only thing that is technically illegal is painting non-realistic imitation firearms to make them look realistic. So if you bought a two-tone rifle, it is technically illegal to then paint it in a realistic colour like black, dark earth, etc. We'll say that no one's actually been convicted of this, but that is the legalities of it. Painting parts that are already on the gun, that is technically illegal, but swapping them out for black, tan, whatever, any parts you want, that is completely fine. Next question, do we do any cheaper HPA ready Hi-Capas with M4 adapter? I'm gonna guess that this person means cheaper than a Tokyo Marui Hi-Capa. And the answer is yes, most Hi-Capa mags will work with M4 adapters. I know that the CTM ones specifically say that they can work with WE Hi-Capas, for example. So most Hi-Capas out there should be capable of HPA in some form. But to be fair, they're not much cheaper than a Tokyo Marui Hi-Capa is anyway. A Tokyo Marui Hi-Capas start from a 165 here at BZ. We've got some Hi-Capas that are about £30 cheaper than that. The WE ones are only like a tenner cheaper than that. So by all means, go with the brand that you want to go with. But if you're trying to save money, you're not really going to save much. And with the Tokyo Marui Hi-Capa, you know that these adapters are basically designed for Tokyo Marui Hi-Capas. So you know that they're going to work best with those. Tokyo Marui mags in general work really well with HPA from our findings. Even with like AAPs, we tend to recommend people go for the Tokyo Marui Glock mags rather than the AAP mags because they just work better with HPA. So personally, I'd recommend just sticking with the Tokyo Marui Hi-Capa. Get one of the government models, get one of the DOR models, one of the cheaper models, which are a 165 here at BZ. Go with those. Although if you do decide to go with WE, Vosk, whatever, you can HPA them, but it's up to you. Plus with the Tokyo Marui ones, you know that you can fit other upgrades to them as well, as most Hi-Capa upgrades are to Tokyo Marui spec. Again, for more about this, go check out our AAP versus Hi-Capa video. Up next, another subject that we have kind of done a video about, what would be the best rifle to purchase as a recently new player? Now this has got to be one of the most common questions we get asked here at BZ, and I always ask first, what is your budget? What budget are you working from? Because that'll give me a better idea of what I can recommend. Unfortunately, this person hasn't stated what their budget is. We did do a video about this. We did a video about the best rifles for beginners. We give recommendations from about 130 quid up to about 250 quid. So if you don't know what type of gun you want at all, go watch that for some recommendations. Buy a gun that you like the look of. Obviously do your research first and make sure that the brand is good quality and all of that, but find a style of gun that you like the most. Don't just go for a gun because you've heard good things about it. Go for a gun that you look at and you get excited about, because if you're excited about the gun, if you love the gun, then you're more likely to want to go out and use it. You're more likely to want to upgrade it. You're going to get a bit more excited about going out and playing airsoft. So find a style of gun you like first. Do your research, make sure it's good quality, make sure that it's got good feedback from other players, etc. and go with that if you can. If you don't know what you like and you're just after an airsoft replica that works and is reliable, I'd say go for a battery powered gun for your first one in AG. They're just the easiest to run and the easiest to maintain. I'd say go for an M4 style rifle because they're the easiest to get magazines for. And if I'm just gonna recommend brands that we have here at BZ, I recommend the Raven Evolution Neo series if you want a budget option, and I'd recommend the KWA Original series if you want something around that £250 mark. If you're watching this and you've got good recommendation for a rifle perfect for beginners, do let us know in the comments. This next one I'm hoping is a typo, because reading this made me feel like I've got proper Unc status. It sounds like something some of the young kids would say, but I couldn't find anything about it. Someone's asked, what's your favorite aura off gun? I think that's just a mistake, but it could mean something. I don't know, I've just turned 31. Please don't judge me. If it means something, tell me in the comments, explain it to me. Explain it to me like I'm your granddad, because at this point, that's how I feel reading this question. Up next, a question about a gun that hasn't even been released yet. Will we be getting the G&G L85A3 in stock? And the answer is, we probably will, as long as the stock is available here in the UK. That is one of the problems with G&G sometimes, is that getting hold of some of the items is a bit difficult here in the UK. We did recently get a batch of the new coloured Lever rifles in and the new STP-45 Pro pistols from G&G. But the L85, it hasn't been released yet. There's very little that's come out about it so far. There isn't even a proper like full image of the thing. I have heard about them directly from G&G and they do sound really good. I expect that they'll be doing an announcement about them probably at MOA in November, which we will be at. And if they do that, I'll try and get my colleagues to get some good photos of those on display so we can get a good proper look at them. But the answer is until the UK distributors for G&G confirm that they will be getting them in and all the info about them, we can't say for sure that we will be getting them, but I hope we do because they look fantastic. Another question about a product that isn't released yet. Tokyo Marui P320 is due for release soon. Will we be getting them at launch? Now, the answer for this again is we don't know. Despite it being one of the biggest brands in the whole of Airsoft, the problem with Tokyo Marui is that they don't deal with anybody outside of Asia. They're very aloof, they're very mysterious, so if you want to buy Tokyo Marui, you have to buy it from a distributor in Asia that isn't Tokyo Marui. So getting the stuff can be a bit difficult, and also their stock control isn't the best, especially with new products. So getting our hands on it will totally rely on how much stock is available to our distributor that we get it from. And every time we get it in, we've got to fill a container full to bring in Tokyo Marui. So we'll try and get it in for the release, but it's just down to whether we can actually physically get it from our distributor in time. We will have it at some point whenever it becomes available to us, but at launch, I'm not quite sure at this point. We'll try and we'll let you know. We'll keep you up to date on it. The best way to keep up to date about what's coming in at BZ, new products wise, is to follow us on Instagram at BZ Tactical UK. And another question about stocking things that we don't have. Are we going to start expanding our gas rifles more further than just VFC ones, like the CGS system and the MWS systems? Also, what about trying to stock tagging products like the MI36? First up, we do actually stock NWS gas blowback rifles. We have a few options from Tokyo Marui. Again, stock control on those things is quite difficult, so some of them we don't have available right now. We've also had the Colt L119A2 MWS rifle from Archwick. That is the most expensive Airsoft gas blowback rifle that we've ever stocked. Go watch our video on that if you haven't already. CGS, that's SEMA guns. We don't stock SEMA, I'm afraid. I can't see us stocking it anytime soon. Tagging products, I don't see us stocking those either. They do a lot of pyro, and we don't ship pyro to retail customers, I'm afraid. Now I'm just going to cover this in general. Here at BZ, our aim isn't to stock every brand under the sun. That isn't our business model. We stock brands that we know we can offer a good service on and something that we can offer good distribution to all of the sites and shops across the UK. We're not just about getting in everything and anything and everything and just having everything under one roof and trying to cut other people out and bringing stuff in even if it doesn't work for our B2B customers and stuff like that. No, we want stuff in that we can do a good service on, have good stock levels of, and be consistent with, and offer a good service on and a good warranty. So we're not just going to bring in everything under the sun. Plus, there are some brands that have restrictions on them that mean we can't really bring them in because the other stores in the UK have distribution rights to them. So we're not going to bring them in so that we can sell them and not offer them at as good of a price or with as good of a warranty or as good of a service as these other shops. We'd rather just say to you, no, we don't have that. Go buy it from this person because they'll give you the best service possible on that product. That being said, we are always trying to strike deals with new brands. Even like a year and a half ago, we weren't distributing BFC. We are now their UK distributor. So who knows what's going to happen in the future. I'm hoping we're going to add more GBB brands to our ranks in the future. Again, if you've got any suggestions of ones that you want, please do let us know. But yeah, we're not just going to have everything and everything here at BZ. But if there's something that you want us to stock, either a product or a brand, the best thing to do about that is to send us an email because our bosses see this, info@bztactical.co.uk. Just let them know this is what you want to see at BZ, and it'll be more likely that they will bring it in because if they see a demand for it, then we'll try and make it happen wherever we can. And related to that, I've got a question here. How come you guys don't stock Specna Arms? Now, don't get us wrong, we have looked at Specna in the past. It's a fine brand. We looked into it about getting it in at one point, but the answer is someone else has it. Someone else has sole distribution for it in the UK now. The ownership of Specna Arms in the UK changed quite recently, and that, unfortunately for the UK airsoft scene, does mean that Specna Arms will be in less stores than ever before. If you Google Specna Arms and you look at other stores that are stocking it, you'll see that most stores, yeah, they may have it listed on their website, but it's actually out of stock. That's because of the change of ownership. So you can only really get Specna Arms through a couple of places in the UK now. And because of that, even if we wanted to bring it in, we wouldn't be able to stock Specna Arms here at BZ. But we do have some other great budget-friendly rifle options here at BZ. Raven Evolution is our top pick for that. It's the closest thing to a Specna Arms style rifle, where you can get 11.1 volt battery ready gun with a full metal gearbox, precision in a barrel, quick change spring system. Try to say that 10 times faster. What else has it got? Rotary hop on it, and electronic trigger unit already installed. All that from just 133 quid. So our closest alternative to Specna Arms is Raven Evolution. We've been really impressed by them so far. We've been stocking them since January. Customers are absolutely loving them, especially their AWE series and the new Evo series that are coming out from Raven Evolution. Those are getting a lot of interest. We can't wait for those to drop. That's a new product I could have mentioned earlier about stuff we're going to review. We'll do a full video about them once they land. But yeah, we can't stock Specna Arms at the moment, but we have plenty of other great brands, great options for AG, gas blowback, pistol users, all that. So yeah, we can't stock everything, I'm afraid, but what we do stock, we make sure it's good quality. Right, we're going to lump the next two questions together because they're both about similar things. Talking about the MTW-308, the fantastic HPA DMR from Wolverine. Someone has asked, they're thinking of getting the new Quake recoil stock fitted to their 308. What's our thoughts on the Quake system, and do you think it's good for the 308? And someone else has also asked, what upgrades would you recommend for an MTW-308? So, first part of the question about the Quake recoil stock, we have done a full video about it, reviewing it and putting it to the test. So go watch that if you haven't already. I'll put the link in the description. But to sum it up, yes, the Quake recoil stock is good. We've used it. It feels very good in semi-auto. I like that you can kind of adjust it, how much recoil you actually want to put into the stock, so you can kind of fine tune it to your preferences. I wouldn't say it's an absolutely essential upgrade that every MTW owner needs to do, but if you want recoil on your HPA gun, in this case an MTW-308, if you want that and you're willing to pay for it, then the Quake is really good. If you hadn't already bought the 308, I would have said go for an Unleashed version rather than a standard version and fitting in a Quake. I think the Unleashed version is just a lot better in my personal opinion. Having the tank inside of the stock is just a better option, but if you've already got a standard 308 and you want some recoil, then go for it with the Quake. As for general upgrades for the 308, it's one of them things, just like the Hi-Capa, I wouldn't upgrade it until you've started using it. The whole point of it, Wolverines in general, is that they're just great out of the box. You don't really have to do much or anything at all to them. That's what a lot of customers like about them. You kind of just take them out of the box, attach your HPA line, start playing it. They're really, really good out of the box. So I'd try and use your 308 first, if you haven't already. And then upgrade from there if you're finding it's not getting quite what you want out of it. The only real upgrades I'd say that you might want to do to it is get a new hot rubber and maybe a new precision in a barrel, just to get things a bit more precise. But out of the box, they should be able to handle pretty heavy BBs. The only upgrade that I'd say is really improving MTW's owners' lives is the new Blink FCU board. Everyone who seems to pick that up absolutely loves it. It just make life a bit easier with the MTW. So if you are an MTW owner, even a 308 or just a billet or whatever, the Blink FCU, if you want to make your whole user experience with an MTW all that bit easier, the Blink is probably the top upgrade right now that you can get for an MTW. Next question, is the Well MB06 still a valid sniper? Well, no pun intended there, but I don't even think this is made anymore. I think this has been discontinued, so if you've still got one, by all means use it, but if you're looking for a new sniper and you're looking if this is an option, it's not a valid option because you can't seem to get it anywhere. There are other great budget snipers out there available right now. The Raven Evolution Bolt series, for example, we've been really impressed by that, and customers are raving about them who pick them up. The ESG Macmillan is a good under £100 option, but in general, for snipers, we'd recommend go in for a VSR spec sniper, or if you've got the budget, go for the SPR 300 Pro from Artrick. It is the best out-of-the-box sniper that we've ever used. Again, I know I'm filling this description with a lot of other videos, but I'll link it in the description for you if you want to watch that. Another Hi-Capa question, someone's asked, which one would we recommend, the TM 5.1 or the Gold Match for someone who wants to upgrade it into a tournament pistol? Now, when you say 5.1, I'm going to assume that you mean the government model, like the standard Hi-Capa, because most TM Hi-Capas are 5.1, including the Gold Match. If you are referring to the government model, there's no real difference to them other than the colours on them. They're both the same spec, they've both got the same internals really. So either one's fine. I would say if you're going to upgrade it and swap out the trigger and all that, then just go for the cheaper 5.1 government model. However, if you are doing a build where you're not swapping out the trigger, if you want a gold and black pistol or gold and whatever, if you want a gold trigger and everything else that comes with the Gold Match, just get the Gold Match because it'd be cheaper than buying the government model and then adding gold parts to it. So if you're running if you're doing a gold build anyway, get yourself a Gold Match. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. They're both the same, just different colours. Got a big question next. What do you think needs to change to push the airsoft hobby forward? Now, this is something that people could debate about all day. If you think you've got a good answer for this one, I'd love to hear it because I'm genuinely curious. Airsoft in general anyway has pushed along quite a lot over the last few years. We're seeing more and more people get involved. There's a good turnover of new players still. There's more and more brands getting created, more and more product innovation. So I think Airsoft as a whole is in a pretty good place. What do we need to push it forward? Well, I think the biggest thing for us is less restrictions on social media. That's how we would get Airsoft to go a bit further. If there was more monetization for Airsoft content, if there was less worry about posting Airsoft content and immediately getting flagged for it, if there was less chance that your entire channel would get taken down and banned, then I think more people would make Airsoft content, and then as a result, more people would see that Airsoft content and want to start playing. You know, we've had entire accounts taken down, our Facebook account gone, our Instagram account, we went a few years ago, we had to start all over again. We've been on the brink of losing our TikTok a few times. Several of our YouTube videos, if not most of our YouTube videos actually, can't be monetized because of the content inside of them. So as a hobbyist, as a content creator, it's hard. Not only is it hard to actually get content up and running and approved without getting flagged and taken down, it's hard to incentivize people to get into that world other than just having a love for Airsoft, because there isn't really much money in it, truth be told. Like, it's just not that viable of an option compared to doing other types of content creation. So if a big platform decided to change their rules, I know that Meta recently said that they want to try and loosen some of the restrictions on content as Zuckerberg is getting a little bit less woke, quote unquote. So maybe that could become more of an option. I am seeing more and more Instagram accounts getting restrictions lifted from their accounts, which is good to see. So if one of the major platforms decides that Airsoft content is completely fine and they'll happily push creators that do it and they won't restrict them, shadow ban them, take them down, etc., etc., that's how we get more eyes on Airsoft. That's how we get more people playing. But it's a big, big ask. It's not going to happen across all platforms, but if at least one platform can get on board with that, then it's a great step forward in the right direction. Next one, if I had to run one loadout for the rest of my Airsoft career, what loadout would I choose? Well, we did have a similar question on our Instagram stories recently. If you don't know, we do Q&As quite regularly over on Instagram. Go follow us on there if you want to get more involved. But my answer for this would be I'd pick a rifle, an AG rifle, that uses M4 mags because that is just the easiest setup and easiest things to find mags and batteries for, etc. I'd run an M4 AG and I'd run something that's the right size for both CQB and outdoor. So my answer for this would be a GBBR E4. Then I'd just run a simple mag plate that has plenty of space for my magazines, etc. I'd run a decent quality speed loader, at least an Odin, maybe like an Autobot, something like that. Yeah, I don't know how detailed you want me to get with this loadout, but yeah, for the actual rifle, it would be a GBBR E4. I think it's the right size. It's very easy to get parts for. It's powerful out the box, but it's easy to upgrade as well. Maybe put a MOSFET in there. It's easy to get magazines for. You can put a battery extension on there if you really want to. It's got the adjustable, the PDW stock on it. It's just it's very diverse. I know my colleague Joe, who's got about 20 different airsoft guns in his collection. He told me once that if he only had to keep one, he'd pick his KWA Eve series rifle because it just does everything he needs it to do in any sort of game. They're just good quality. They've got a very thick polymer body. They are surprisingly heavy. Everyone who picks one up is surprised at how heavy the KWA Eves are. So you know that they're durable. They're used as sight guns at sites across the UK, like Battlezone Edinburgh uses them, for example, because they're reliable, they're long-lasting, they're easy to fix, they're easy to do maintenance for, all that. So yeah, KWA E4, I might put a Hi-Capa or an AAP as my sidearm on there. Yeah, that would be what I'd use. If you've got a suggestion of what you would use, let us know in the comments. Right, this next one, I'm struggling to believe it's real. The app that we use to get questions, it does tell you if the question is from like an AI or from the app's platform itself. Apparently this was submitted by a real person, but I don't think it really was. How does it feel being everyone's crush? I don't know, because I've never experienced that in my life. If I am everyone's crush in the UK airsoft world, then God help everyone else who's a part of it. This one's more like it. Favorite video game of all time. Now I can't just go around every single person at BZ and get their answer, that'd take ages, but I'll give you my personal favorite. Luca, do you want to give your personal favorite? Cameraman Luca, what's your favorite video game of all time?
Modern Warfare 2.
Modern Warfare 2, nice choice. My favorite video game of all time is Slay the Spire. It is just absolutely fantastic. It's the most replayable game of all time, and it also has the best mod of all time with Downfall. Please argue with me in the comments if you want. I'm not going to listen to any other suggestions because you're all wrong. Aside from that, my favorite genre of game are wrestling games. I absolutely love pro wrestling games. It's one of the only games that I'm actually genuinely quite good at. So if it wasn't for Slay the Spire, those would be my favorite. As of today I'm recording, the new Digimon game has just come out. I've got that pre-ordered, that looks absolutely insane. I'm going to play that. Digimon games are also some of my favourites. So yeah, I also like ice hockey games as well, but it's been a while since I played those. So yeah, maybe one day we do a video just asking every single person in BZ, turn it in like a vertical or something. But yeah, non-airsoft questions are allowed in these kind of things. So next time we do an anonymous Q&A, please feel free to ask more questions like this. Similar to a previous question, someone has asked, what loadout do all of your staff use to play airsoft if they play? Now, this is something we've had as an idea for a very long time. We want to do like a series where we speak to individual members of the BZ staff and just ask them what is in their airsoft collection. I'm sure we will get around to it someday, so I'm not going to answer this in detail for every staff member on this video, because one, it'll take ages, but two, I do actually want to dedicate like full videos to this thing. So maybe in the future we'll have this answered in full detail. But for the video, we'll go speak to one of our member of staff and see what they're running right now. Right, I'm here with our sexy little shop manager Bailey and our matching hoodies. We're coordinated today because I'm asking you what you're running at the moment for your loadout.
Currently running a Pathfinder rig from Warrior Assault. Then I'm running an AKX with a Holy Warrior EOTech on top of it.
Very nice, very nice.
Yes, little stubby grip. Tokyo Maru MP7 with a Vortex Crossfire on top, and then my pistol will be the EMG Terran Tactical Pit Viper from John Wick 4.
Not bad at all, thank you Bailey. And the final question, what is the best thing to come to the airsoft community in the past year? Now this one it's a very hard question to answer. It could be the amount of new products we've had in the last 12 months. We've had several new brands pop up, several new innovations. Got that new Gate PTX pistol, for example, coming out soon. The Autobot has really lit a fire under people in the last year. That's been crazy popular. Can't say there's like one specific product in the last 12 months that's completely changed the game, but there's just been a good, steady stream of new products coming across all airsoft brands in the last 12 months that have been exciting. We will be rounding this up in our end of year videos for 2025, so make sure you subscribe and keep watching in December for those. But also in the last 12 months, at least here in the UK, I can't speak for anywhere else, we have seen a good rise in new sites and new shops as well. Unfortunately, this year we have had a few sites and shops closed down here in the UK, but we've also had plenty of new ones pop up to replace them as well. It is good to see how many new businesses involved in Airsoft there are. I think that's probably the best thing in the last 12 months, just to see the continued growth of it. Like, this isn't slowing down anytime soon. Airsoft is in a very healthy place. The UK Speedsoft scene saw a big rise in the last 12 months with dedicated Speedsoft arenas popping up all over the place. We didn't have a single dedicated good quality Speedsoft arena in the UK before like summer 2024. Now we have several of them that are running regular events and tournaments. Of course, we will cover what the best new products of 2025 were in our December roundup video, but we want to know, what do you think is the best new thing to come to the Airsoft community in the last 12 months? I know I've asked you to answer about 20 different questions in the comments already for this video, but if you're going to answer at least one of them, I'd like you to answer this one, because I think this is a great question. I've saved it for last for that reason, and I'd love to know what you guys think. But anyway, that is the end of our video. Not too many controversial, juicy questions like I was expecting. A couple of name drops from other shops did get put in there, which was to be expected, but next time, guys, I want those juicy questions, please. But in all seriousness, this was to celebrate 10,000 subs, and it came around a lot quicker than we were expecting, and we want to thank you all so much for that. Normally, when we hit a milestone like this, we do some kind of giveaway, but we did our 8,000 subs giveaway about 3 weeks before, so I didn't want to do 2 giveaways right after each other, but when we hit that next milestone, we'll be giving away a G&G gun. Again, try and guess in the comments what it's going to be. But honestly, it does mean a lot that we've managed to grow the YouTube channel to where it is today. God knows why you're all subscribing, but we appreciate that you do. And before I go, all that's left to say is remember to like this video, subscribe to BZ if you haven't already, shop online at bztactical.co.uk or here in our Teesside store in North East England. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.